Hey y'all, it's your girl Jalen, aka jaethejewel, and I'm back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a chit chat get ready with me / girl talk. You may hear fireworks in the background. I'm sorry, it's July 3rd. It's going to be July 4th, so you already know how to go. But disregard that. Before we get into this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I see next for my social media, so I'm on the screen. And let's just jump right into this video because it gets juicy. Okay, so we're going to hop into the topics. Topic number 1 is how not to get played. The only way you can guarantee that you will not get played is to not date. Like, honestly. And no, I'm not being an advocate for not dating, and I'm not telling you not to date. It's just there's no way that you can guarantee that you're not going to get played. What Drake said, things change, people change, feelings change too. So it's like, even if this was a perfect man today, tomorrow, next month, next year, next decade, you never know. So it's like, I can't sit up here and say, oh, well, if you don't want to get played, play him first. No, because that's not the way to go. You got to do all that. That ain't the man for you. It's just really no way that you can guarantee, because people change. People, you know, like, you can't tell me you're the same you from 10 years ago. You also can't tell me you're the same you from 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. So, if I'm being totally honest, there's no guaranteed way not to get played unless you just don't date, period. And I don't feel like that's the way to live. Right now, I'm not dating because I do want to focus on my relationship with God. But, I'm not dating just because, oh, men aren't serious or men just, you know. I will say, before I stopped dating or, you know, talking, whatever y'all want to call it in this generation, before I stopped doing that recently, well, it's been like 6 months. Yeah, 6-7 months since I've talked to somebody, like, you know. And like, even longer since I've linked up with people, hung out, dated, whatever, you know. But initially I was looking for people instead of just like letting them come to me. Dating apps, etc., not the way to go, if I'm being honest. So the only way you can make sure you don't get played is to not date. And I wouldn't say do that because, you know, you never know. But I will say this, I will help you all on how to avoid getting played. When a man shows you, well, a boy, when a boy shows you who he is the first time, believe him.
Believe him. Believe him.
Stop giving people chances after chance after chance after chance to play with you. Simple as that. Like, these dudes be like, oh, it was a mistake, I'll never do that again. Don't just keep giving these people multiple chances. I don't want to be mean, but they're not worthy of that. Like, certain things don't deserve a second chance. It's certain things a guy can do and you can be like, okay, that wasn't that bad, I can give him a second chance. You know what I'm saying? But it's some stuff. For example, if he said he's only committed to you and you find out he's committed to other people, that don't deserve another chance. If he is lying to you, that does not deserve another chance. Let's say he's texting back later, and this is under the condition that he's not cheating or he's not dealing with other people after he told you that he wasn't. That can possibly get them another chance, because to me, that could be right person, wrong timing. I've had that situation happen before where it's like we just get busy with life, like, especially if you have a certain age gap, because I'm 20 right now. When I was 19, I would talk to people that's 22 sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not telling y'all to do that. But if you at 19 as a college student think that a man that's 22 that's working a real job, a big boy job, got time to text you all day, no. You know what I'm saying? So that's also another thing about age gaps. So we're gonna get into that later, but it's been a few people that I gave another chance for, you know, a little communication discrepancies, because in those cases they weren't necessarily talking to other people. It's just like our schedules conflicted, you know. So to me, that's a reason I'll give a man another chance. But you lying to me, no, you don't deserve another chance. Like, what's the point? You're probably gonna do it again. My opinion on the 50-50 debate. I feel like I don't want to say nothing's wrong with that because it's not. But for one, I feel like to a certain extent, yes, as a couple, you should be able to do the 50-50 thing. Like, oh, you pay 50% of the bills, I pay 50% of the bills. You should be able to do that. But it shouldn't always have to be that way. I feel like as a generation, a lot of us women have, and this is gonna sound so pick-me-ish, but I promise I don't mean it that way. But a lot of us women have gotten into this thing where, like, if a man give us money, we want it. And I don't necessarily see nothing wrong with that. But to totally depend on him is insane. It's insane. Like, I'm sorry, it literally is insane. It's insane. Let's be for real. Like, it's some women out here that depend and expect their man to pay their maintenance and pay the bills. I'm sorry, as my husband, if you're paying all of our bills, like 100% of our bills, why should you have to go pay for my nails, hair, toes, lash? Like, I don't feel like that makes sense. I don't feel like that's fair. Because at this point, that means I'm overworking you for stuff that you don't have to pay for. As long as there's a roof over my head and I have a job still, there's no reason you should have to pay for my maintenance. Because I don't have to pay for anything else. I have no other responsibility but my maintenance. So I feel like if your man is falling short, you should be able to take 50% of that and be able to pay for it. But I don't always feel like it should be the case. But I feel like you should be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like it should be a problem. Your man be like, hey baby, I can't do all the bills this month. Or the next few months I can't do all the bills. What this all just boils down to is being with a person that you're equally yoked with. That's just like, I'm sorry, not trying to be funny or be rude, but that's like a rich man being with a bum. What sense does that make? I know there was this discussion with, I think it was B. Simone, where she said she don't want a man that works a 9 to 5. Everybody was on her case. Everybody was on her behind. But, and I'm not saying that makes them unequally yoked. Let's get that out of the way. But as a woman who's pretty much like, I don't want to say their own boss, but like, they're a public figure. So she does, you know, podcasts. She does a talk show, you know, all that. Like, why do you feel her first desire in a man would be someone who works a 9 to 5? Even if they're making the same amount of money, still. You know what I'm saying? And if he's working a 9 to 5 as a VP, a CEO, or something like that, that's different. That's different. You know what I'm saying? But if he's a factory worker, even though that's most of the time, that's 12 hours. But let's say he's a factory worker and she's a public figure. It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make sense. Even if he's making the same exact amount of money as her, it doesn't make sense. So I totally understand the debate. I'm sorry, like, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. I get it. The next question is, what factors make a good relationship? Trust. I'm sorry, like, that's gonna be number one. Trust. Trust makes a good relationship. And I don't mean just, oh, I trust you, you trust me. I mean, actually, I trust you, you trust me. And I know for a fact you're not doing anything. And you know for a fact you're not going to go do anything, regardless of how fine that woman is, regardless of how much that woman comes on to you. You're not going to do anything because you trust yourself enough to deal with other people outside of me. I shouldn't have to worry about you going to work because it's a fine woman there. And me personally, I appreciate fine women myself. Do I like women? No. But I appreciate a fine woman. Like, I'd be like, oh, she is fine. Oh, she is beautiful. Oh, she is gorgeous. But the same way that doesn't make me want to go jump on her, a man should be able to do the same if he has a woman. Appreciate a woman's beauty, that's fine. But you don't gotta go jump on her. You feel me? You feel me? So trust. And also be attracted to who you're dating. Like, bro, I feel like so many relationships go downhill because people were once attracted to somebody and then they, like, their attraction just goes downhill. Like, they no longer are attracted to them. But they decide to stick with them because it's familiar. And so since it's familiar, but they don't like them anymore, because they're not attracted to them, it begins a toxic cycle. Because I'm going to treat you like crap. Not me, but you know, that's how the person thinks. I'm going to treat you like crap because you're not what I want. I don't like you, but I'm used to you. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't know how to be alone. But we're not going to get into that conversation. Some people don't know how to be alone. Some people do not know how to be alone. So they will continue a toxic cycle because it's familiar to have that person with you. I'm gonna just say trust, genuine attraction, and communication. With those three, you locked in. You locked in. This next question is really good. So thank you to whoever sent it in because it's amazing. But the next question is, do you think self-love reflects in a woman's relationship choices? Yes. I promise I'm not trying to be funny and I'm not throwing shots at nobody because I've even been there. But when we don't necessarily properly love ourselves or respect ourselves, because it's been times where I love myself, but I didn't respect myself enough to not let these niggas play with me, excuse my language. I had self-respect, but not enough to not let y'all play with me. And I regret that. That's one thing I always hate that I allowed y'all to do. Ooh, don't take me there. But we start to think things like, oh, well, I'm getting something out of it too, or I'm playing him too, etc., etc. Oh, yes, when you aren't thinking properly or when you don't necessarily have enough self-respect to stop letting people play with you, yes, it affects your relationship choices because you stay in that relationship a year longer than you should have. You stay in that relationship 6 months more than you should have. You stay in that relationship a week longer than you should have. You talk to that man a few months more than you should have. Like, yes, it genuinely does. And I'm speaking from experience and I'm speaking from what I've been told. Let's spray my face with some setting spray. This is a new setting spray I got. Oof. How do you feel about long distance relationships? They can work. I feel like they can work. I don't feel like they're for everybody. I feel like it's worth giving it a try if the person is just like someone you really want to try with. But you really must want to try and you really must have self-discipline. But if you really love this person, it's going to work. Simple as that. Until y'all can be together. It's going to work. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like they work. If you want them to work, if both people want them to work, they work. Yeah, but sometimes it seems like self-torture to me, but not all the time. The next, and I think final question is going to be how to be confident. So this is actually something I can speak on because I literally had to teach myself how to be confident. Like, I raised my own self-esteem. None of y'all can ever say y'all did that for me. And I mean, I genuinely raised my own self-esteem. It's like to the point where nobody can tear it down. Like, you may be able to crack it, or you may be able to make me feel less than for a minute or two or a day. But nah, baby, you can't break it because I built this myself and it took some time. But for one, be around people that make you feel beautiful. Number one. No, I'm not saying this to get compliments from them. None of that, none of that, none of that. Who wants to hear you so ugly, you so fat, you so who wants to hear that all the time? Okay, nobody. So basically, positive reinforcement. If you telling yourself, Jalen, you're beautiful, Jalen, you're pretty, Jalen, you're gorgeous, Jalen, I love your hair, Jalen, I love your nose, Jalen, I love your shape. why be around people that's going to come tell you the complete opposite? So that's number one. Number two is going to be wear things that make you feel confident. Like, be for real. Like, if you don't feel comfortable in a crop top, don't force yourself to wear one. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in a crop top, but you like how they look, or if you like how a crop top looks on you, but you're scared about what everybody else will think, that's a different issue. Wear your crop top. You know what I'm saying? But don't force yourself out of your comfort zone just yet, because you're going to feel worse. You know what I'm saying? Take time with yourself. Be patient with yourself. And just, treat yourself with respect. Third of all, it's not going to come overnight. It's not. But affirm yourself every single day. Wear what makes you feel beautiful. Don't worry about what other people think. And I know it's easier said than done, because that's something I've struggled with for a long time. But one of the best quotes when it comes to this is, people are going to talk about you regardless. So you might as well enjoy being talked about while doing what you love. You know what I'm saying? They're going to talk about you if you big and wear big clothes. They're going to talk about you if you big and wear small clothes. So they're going to talk about you whether you're big and wear an oversized shirt. They're going to talk about you whether you big and wear a crop top. Like, which one would you rather deal with? I'd rather deal with the one where they're going to talk about me, but I'm satisfied with what I have on. You feel me? You feel me? You just got to do you, baby. Do you. Because that's how I became happy. I started doing what made me happy, and they can't tell me nothing. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I see next. Follow my social media. They're going to be on the screen. And I think that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Bye.